it is Scorpio season, obviously the best season, and we are only a couple months out from 2024. I truly cannot believe it. This year has been, it's been crazy. It's gone by very, very quickly. I don't know about you, but for me, she's been zooming by. 2023 was so transformative for me, and I hope it was transformative for you too. I just feel like it truly was the year of realizing things.
And everyone around me, we're all just like realizing things.
But we are always learning and growing. The work never stops. So if you're not entirely where you want to be, or you just want to take your manifestations, your confidence, and your everyday life to the next level in 2024, you've come to the right place. That's what we're talking about today. These are the 3 steps to take over the next 2 months to make sure that 2024 is your best year yet. They're practical, actionable, and in my experience, guaranteed to add the perfect amount of spice to your everyday life and transform your reality and the way you move within it. So get your tea, get your cozies on, we're going there. Step 1, step into your confidence and embrace the cringe. Here's the thing, most people live very normal, average lives, and there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. But because we're surrounded by this normalcy in our society, the normal 9 to 5, the normal way of dressing, the normal way of moving, when you do anything to venture outside of that normalcy, it feels weird, especially if it's something a little scary, something with a little bit of a risk of failure. If you're even watching this video, I'm just gonna assume that you're trying to take things to the next level and break free from the chains of society's good, normal life. On that journey, you will feel cringy, you will feel doubtful. You will probably get negative vibes from everyone around you who has chosen to lead a more normal, practical life. And this is really daunting. This holds us back a lot, that fear of being seen trying. The fear of failing in front of people, the fear of standing out. But in these next couple months leading up to the new year, I want to encourage you to continue pushing those boundaries of your comfort zone in order to make more progress. You're not going to make that much progress if you're not thinking outside of the box, trying new things, pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone, and most importantly, standing in your confidence. This applies to the way you act and the steps you take, but it also applies to how you speak about your journey to other people. People are not going to take you seriously unless they feel like you take yourself seriously. So if someone asks you what you're working towards and you say, oh, like I'm just working on this little side hustle, I'm trying to make this little business work, I don't really know, like I don't really want to talk about it, it's not that big of a deal. Why would they care? Why would they think it's a big deal if you don't even think it's a big deal? And if you make little moves like, okay, I want to be an influencer, but I'm afraid of my friends and family judging me, so I'm not going to post it on my public account. I'm going to make a separate account and just post pictures every once in a while, and hopefully they won't see me. How are you going to be an influencer, which requires being seen, if you are afraid of people seeing you? Something is not computing here. Success requires going for your dreams like full send, unabashedly. It requires standing in your truth and saying, I am a model, I am an actress, I am an influencer, I am a business owner, I am this, and moving accordingly. It requires going full send. Think of anyone who is a celebrity now but started off as a normal person. Lil Nas X, for example, he was DMing random people on Twitter the link to his music. He was like, you know what? I'm a musician, I make cool shit. If people hear it, they will like it. So my job is to make sure that people hear it. Lady Gaga was out there performing in these half-empty clubs in her little unitard, people making fun of her, looking at her like she's crazy. But she believed in herself and was like, you know what? I'm a pop star and everyone has to start somewhere, so I'm gonna start in this club and I'm gonna make it somewhere someday. I made a whole video about Oprah and Jim Carrey specifically that you have to watch if you are stuck in this stage of not going for what you want because you're afraid to be seen trying or afraid of being seen as cringy. You have to go watch that video because their stories are unreal. But this is all just the truth, okay? And we are taking that into 2024. We're going for what we want, we're moving as if we are what we want to be, and we are speaking our success into existence. We are believing in ourselves, okay? Period. Step 2 is recognizing and ending negative loops. Ugh. And these negative loops, listen, we might have been stuck in these for years at this point, but that's okay. It's never too late to turn it all around. I like to bring up shadow work in this conversation because in response to trauma we may have experienced, or even more simply just like doing things and it ending in a bad way or not working out, we get stuck in these patterns that are super damaging and just keep us in the same spot. I'll give you a very personal example. A few years ago, I'm working my corporate job, I'm unhappy, I have my little side hustles going, but I lacked the confidence and belief in myself to fully go full send, if you know what I mean. So I'm just unhappy. I'm going into the office every day. It's just like very blah, okay? Tell me why I was so bothered by people who were not working 9 to 5s, who were entertainers, who were living their truth as themselves unapologetically. I would get so annoyed. I was like, these people, they are so extra, they're so annoying. Why are they doing so much? It's so cringy. It's giving desperate for attention. I can't believe I didn't put 2 and 2 together at the time, but this was obvious projection. I was stuck in this loop of working 9 to 5s, being unhappy, not being able to be my true self, not being able to stand in my truth of who I was. I couldn't go after my true passions. And instead of having the confidence to step away from my 9 to 5 and actually go out on my own, I would just get a new 9 to 5. It's the specific job annoying me. It's not the corporate structure in general. I'm just gonna get a new job and all of my problems will be fixed. I'm sure eventually I'll find a 9 to 5 that lets me run everything the way I want to and be myself fully and go after what I truly want. Doesn't work that way, okay? I needed to get out and try things my way for once. And since I gained the belief in myself and took those steps to getting what I want, I don't judge other people for their confidence. Honestly, at this point, I'm in awe of everyone who is fully living their truth, standing in who they are, being unapologetically themselves, because that takes courage. And that's not easy. Think about the patterns in your life that may be repeating. Do you find yourself getting into a lot of toxic friendships? Are you constantly dating a bunch of freaking bozos? Are you like me and trying to job hop to find some semblance of control and happiness? Maybe more commonly, do you find yourself constantly wanting to do something that's a little different, a little out of the box, telling people in your life that you're interested and letting them talk you out of it? 2024 has got to be the year of recognizing those patterns and stepping out of that cycle. It's got to be the year of examining your life, making sense of it the best you can, and course correcting to build a life that you actually really love and enjoy and feel fulfilled in. So if you constantly find yourself in relationships with dudes that treat you like shit, first of all, I'm very sorry, that sucks. Second of all, let's take the necessary steps to end that cycle. Break up with the bozo you're dating now and adjust your standards for moving forward. If this has been going on for a long time, you now have the experience to recognize red flags and signs of toxicity and course correct and get the fuck out of there before deeper feelings get involved. I think in that specific scenario, and in a lot of just toxic cycles that we find ourselves in, we're in it for the scattered dopamine hits we get. And we're so obsessed with getting those dopamine hits that we're not stepping back and looking at the full picture here. You may be dating a total asshole, but there's that one moment every once in a while where he's not a total jerk and you get that dopamine hit, and then suddenly you forget that he's a liar, a cheater, a scammer, etc. Don't get distracted by the dopamine hit. Recognize the signs that you're entering that same cycle and course correct. Make a change. Take the steps that you need to take to be doing what you want, to be happier, and to stand in who you are, and to love yourself and be comfortable with that. Choose you. And I'm not talking temporarily happy for 5 minutes you. I'm talking happy, content, fulfilled, fully yourself, you. Step 3, this is the final step. You've got to start ignoring your 3D and living in your end. I actually talk about living in the end a lot on this channel, and the reason why is because it's such a nebulous, hard to understand concept, and I'm trying to demystify it a little bit, okay? A lot of us are manifesting huge life changes, new relationships, new cities, lots of money, new jobs, whatever it may be. Like, these are big changes that are very, very different from the life that you're currently living. And it can be extremely difficult to focus on manifestations like this when your current reality is so misaligned from where you want to be. But what helps me is to recognize that our brains are interpreting the world around us in such a unique way that each person has a different perspective, even on things that are like objectively the same. Think about that for a second. Your brain decides whether or not you find people attractive, whether or not you like a certain kind of music or a certain city, whether or not the things that other people say to you are offensive or compliments. This is all an individual experience. The way you interpret the things that I'm saying to you right now is different from how another person might be interpreting them. Even the way you see yourself is different from how other people see themselves. Are you following me? So understanding that we are responsible for our interpretation of the world around us, is there a way that we can change that perception so that it aligns more with what we're manifesting and the life that we want to have? Basically, is there a way to change the way we perceive the world so that it starts to benefit us instead of hold us back. I work well with examples, as you know, so let's just say you're manifesting a new job, okay? You hate your current job, the fluorescent lighting, it gives you migraines, your boss is fucking annoying, like, there is nothing redeemable or good about this job. It is freaking soul crushing. Try as you may to visualize this new job and to really act as if you have this new job. You're spending 40 plus hours a week in this terrible job that you absolutely hate. Of course, that's going to dominate your entire way of thinking. How are you supposed to just straight up ignore that? Something that's really helped me shift my perspective in situations like this that feel really impossible is to live as if your current reality is on its way out. What I mean by that is act like you've already gotten your new job. You've already signed the offer letter and you're gonna start your new job in 3 months. Something's going on at that job, they delayed your start, but in 3 months, your office is ready for you, your laptop is ready for you, everything is gonna be good. This is obviously really freaking exciting. How would your perception of your current job change if you knew that the end was in sight? How would your perception of having no money change if you knew that in 3 months you were gonna win the lottery and never have to worry about money again? How would your perception of being single change if you knew that 3 months from now you were gonna meet the love of your life and be with them forever and you would never date anyone else again? It's so much easier to ignore your current reality when you shift what you care to focus on. Think about anything in your past that at one point consumed your thoughts 24/7. Any sort of problem that you faced in the past. Now that you've solved that problem and you're out of that situation, how often do you think about it? Definitely not as much as you thought about it when you were actively going through it, right? And definitely not as much as you thought about it when you were fresh out. We choose to give situations, people, objects, power over our thoughts and our moves. Consider making the choice to think more about what you have coming than what you're experiencing right now. Make that choice to focus on what actually is going to bring you joy and happiness and gratitude. And look, I'm not saying that's easy, okay? I'm just saying it's very necessary. People all over the world make seemingly impossible changes in their everyday life every single day. Instead of getting caught up in the minutia and unhappiness of your current life and asking, why me? Why am I going through this? Why does this always happen to me? Start shifting your perspective a little bit and start asking, why not me? They were able to do it. Why couldn't I do it? I don't know about you, but I am majorly looking forward to this next year. I feel like it's just going to be continuing on the path of learning things, growing, transforming, trying stuff out, and just advancing the plot in a way that the plot had not been advanced in previous years. I'll just leave it at that. I hope this video helped inspire you to make changes, to get moving, to shift your perspective on the world around you, on your current scenario that you're living, on yourself. All I want for you is to just feel confident in who you are and confident in what you want to do and just go for it full send, not giving a fuck what people think, not giving a fuck how hard it is, and just get it. So I hope this video did that. If so, I hope you will consider subscribing. I'd love to have you. Comment down below, let's talk, let's chat. What are your goals for 2024? What are you looking forward to? What do you want to change? And I will catch you in my video next weekend. I believe in you.